My name is Bertram Pennyfeather. I grew up in St. Kitts, West Indies, in the Caribbean. I graduated school at about 1983, and I immediately went into the job field. I got a job as a police officer. I was kind of like the youngest police officer to get that job. Well, um, what happened was I was invited. One of my school buddies. He told me, "Hey, let's go be a cop. Be a police officer." I said, "Man, I was planning to chill out for about a year before I go to work after school." But he convinced me, and we went into tryout, and I didn't know I was going to get the job because we were right out of high school. But little and behold, that it happened. Well, the hardest part about being the youngest in there was, all these other guys were older than me, and I was kind of, don't know if it was fitting in or what, but I was kind of nervous but I was the tallest there and the skinniest, but those other guys were older, and it was kind of a challenge to me, though. Well, what I learned a lot from in there was about discipline and being able to take charge of a situation. That was some of the things I learned, where you have to be disciplined. Oh man, there's so many obstacles and challenges. Where do I start? One of the things I had to face was getting the discipline I learned from the police force, from being a police force, where you have to take it into real life, and in real life, all those obstacles, you get the strength from, or the experience from being there, discipline, and have to do this, where you take it into your new life or life itself in order to get to where I am now. It was the backbone that got me here, the discipline. Actually, no, I didn't have a mentor or anything, but my the person who I admire, let me see, was somebody who I work with, and what he used to do, he used to been trying to be first in everything, meaning, and he want to be first in the training, he want to be first in he want to be the best. So I looked at him and I tried to model that, to be the best at what I do. How do I handle moving from St. Kitts to here with the challenges? Well, when I moved here, I had to adjust to certain things. Um, One of the challenges, for example, I wanted to I wanted to apply for the army, but because I applied, I did all the tests, but there was one test that I failed, and it was the hearing test, and everything else, all the other tests, was I was at above level. But that hearing test I missed, and that was because when I was smaller, I had some ear infections, and they didn't get taken care of. So that stayed there and got infected, and so I'm not 100% hearing. I don't have 100% hearing, so that is one of the things that the challenges that got me to go another route, as to, instead of getting in the Army, didn't get there, so I had to go another route. I got into the Postal Service. Well, yes, there were times I doubted myself when I was ready to say, well, okay, man, this is not working for me. I'm going back to St. Kitts. But then another opportunity opened, and God was very good to me in opening doors. So I just take him, and he has blessed me to get me this far. Actually, it was easy for me because I wanted to go to be in that peacekeeping force. The thing about that is, I had an accident in my car, and when I was supposed to go, but the superintendent of police told me, he took my name off the list because I had a scar on my face from the accident and whatnot. I had a bandage, and he said, "No, you're not going." So I went to him, spoke to him, and I said, "I want to go." So he said, "No, I can't send the wounded into battle." I said, "Oh man." He said, "But you're going to be on the next batch." I said, "Okay." And on the next batch, I was able to go and spend 9 months there, but that was good. What is the life lesson? The life lesson is that when you graduate school and you go out into the world, it's the decisions you make are not going to be easy. And once you have discipline in yourself to know, well, you want this, and you go after it and stick to whatever goal you want to accomplish. But it's not going to come easy. There are going to be obstacles. There are going to be times you feel like, I forget, I know how to do something else. But in the discipline you develop, that would help you over the hump, and each hump, so that you could get to your goal. Set a goal and go for it.
Thank you for the information. It was very educational and inspiring. I appreciate it a lot.
And you're welcome.
I can't leave my Bible. I for sure can't leave my blick. I ain't never hear God say you can't get fly, so I'm still throwing fits.